Hi guys, so good morning and welcome back to my magical world. It's me, Frostbite, your favorite celebrity here in the Philippines. It's 7:23 in the morning and good morning guys. Um I don't know, but I woke up um a little bit early today. You know I'm not a morning person, diba? So let's continue. We're reading page 89 and 80 and 90. Tapusin na ata natin to sa 91 of the book Mastery. So, I'm going somewhere else. So, let's finish this chapter. Kasi we're on to the next one. In the years to come, Graham would continue the path set in his 20s, moving to where his interests and skills converge, to wherever he could see possibilities. In 2005, he gave a talk at Harvard about his experiences with via web. The students, excited by his advice, pleaded with him to start up some kind of consulting firm. Intrigued by the idea, he created Y Combinator, an apprenticeship system for young entrepreneurship and technology, with his company taking a stake in his successful startup. Over the years, he would refine the system, learning as he went along. In the end, Y Combinator represented his ultimate hack, something he came upon by accident and improved through his own process of trial and error. The company is now valued at close to $500 million. Each age tends to create a model of apprenticeship that is suited to the system of production that prevails at the time. In the Middle Ages, during the birth of modern capitalism and the need for quality control, the first apprenticeship system appeared with its rigidly defined terms. With the advent of the Industrial Revolution, this model of apprenticeship became largely outmoded, but the idea behind it lived on in the form of self apprenticeship, developing yourself from within a particular field, as Darwin did in biology. Gano. Focus on me, guys, kasi you need to learn this. Yan, so I hope you already had your coffee. So kung hindi pa, take a good sip in the morning. I don't know if you're a tea person or a coffee person or a water person. Water person. Just take it. Just take something to hydrate your self. Okay. So this suited the growing individualistic spirit of the time. We are now in the computer age, with computers dominating nearly all aspects of commercial life. Although there are many ways in which these could influence the concept of apprenticeship, it is the hacker approach to programming that may offer the most compromising model for this new age. The model goes like this: you want to learn as many skills as possible, following the direction that circumstances lead you to, but only if they are related to your deepest interest. Like a hacker, you value the process of self discovery and making things that are of the highest quality. You avoid the trap of following one set career path. You are not sure where this will all lead, but you're taking full advantage of the openness of information, all of the knowledge about skills now at our disposal. You see what kind of work suits you and what you want to avoid at all costs. You move by trial and error. So that's life, guys. We move by trial and error. We have to see what works for us kasi not everything is gonna work out the way we wanted to. We want a specific lifestyle and goal for ourselves. Kaya nga it's best to not give up and pursue. Just pursue consistently. Pero you can take a break, syempre. You need to listen to your body. Then basta guys, um you'll know it. If it's for you, you're gonna feel like you're actually on the right path. You are actually fulfilling your soul purpose, which is necessary for you to be um, fulfilled, diba? Emotionally, spiritually, physically. Basta guys, you know that. Listen to your gut. This is how you pass your 20s. You are the programmer of this wide-ranging apprenticeship within the loose constraints of your personal interests. You're not wondering about because you are afraid of commitment, but because you are expanding your skills base and your possibilities. At a certain point, when you are ready to settle on something, ideas and opportunities will inevitably present themselves to you. What that happens, all of the skills you have accumulated will prove invaluable. You will be the master at combining them in ways that are unique and suited for your individuality. So, syempre, if you have a lot of experience in different in different kind of work, in different industries, diba? You'll actually have that, you are gaining that kind of factor or component that will help you in the long run in pursuing your own uh, goals, personal goals in life. So you may settle on this one place or idea for several years, accumulating in the process even more skills, then move in a slightly different direction when the time is appropriate. So, iba din to, no? So, you know that time is everything. So, there is what you call the timing. When the time is right, it will just happen. Okay? So, be really patient and be really kind to yourself. Kasi you have been kind to many individuals, diba? Around you, with strangers. So, you have to give it also to yourself and, you know, value it. So, in this new age, those who follow a rigid singular path in their youth often find themselves in a career dead end in their 40s or overwhelmed with boredom, diba? Ito yung mahirap when you're not taking risk, calculated, smart risk. Okay, not just ordinary risk, risky thing. Okay, you really have to be smart nowadays. Okay, and strategic. The wide-ranging apprenticeship of your 20s will yield the opposite, expanding possibilities as you get older. So we have here a subtopic, reversal. It might be imagined that certain people in history, the naturally gifted, the geniuses, have either somehow bypassed the apprenticeship phase or have greatly shortened it because of their inherent brilliance. To support such an argument, people will bring up the classic examples of Mozart and Einstein, who seem to have emerged as creative geniuses out of nowhere. With the case of Mozart, however, it is generally agreed among classical music critics that he did not write an original and substantial piece of music until well after 10 years of composing. In fact, a study of some 70 great classical composers determined that with only three exceptions, all of the composers had needed at least 10 years to produce their first great work, and the exceptions had somehow managed to create theirs in 9 years. So, hindi lang to like right away, no? So, it takes years for them to actually create a masterpiece. O, di ba? Kaya huwag kayong magmamadali. Because, so funny, no? But the end result of all of these things that we do here is death. Okay, so you gotta take it slow, guys, and enjoy every piece of moment you got. Okay, so I'm just here to remind you about that. Einstein began his serious thought experiments at the age of 16. 10 years later, he came up with the first revolutionary theory of relativity. It is impossible to quantify the time he spent honing his theoretical skills. It is impossible to quantify the time he spent honing his theoretical skills in those 10 years, but it is not hard to imagine him working 3 hours a day on this particular problem, which would yield more than 10,000 hours after a decade. What in fact separates Mozart and Einstein from others is the extreme youth with which they began their apprenticeships and the intensity with which they practiced stemming from their total immersion in the subject. It is often the case that in our younger years we learn faster, absorb more deeply, and yet retain a kind of creative verve that tends to fade as we get older. There are no shortcuts or ways to bypass the apprenticeship phase. It is the nature of the human brain to require such lengthy exposure to a field which allows for complex skills to become deeply embedded and frees the mind up for real creative activity. The very desire to find shortcuts makes you eminently unsuited for any kind of mastery. There is no possible reversal to this process. It's like chopping. It's like chopping down a huge tree of immense girth. You won't accomplish it with one swing of your axe. If you keep chopping away at it though and do not let up, eventually whether it wants to or not, it will suddenly topple down. When the time comes, you could round up everyone you could find and pay them to hold the tree up, but they wouldn't be able to do it. It would still come crashing on the ground. But if you would care, stop after or two strokes of his axe to ask the third son of Mr. Chang, why doesn't the tree fall? And after three or four some strokes, stop again to ask the fourth son of Mr. Li, why doesn't this tree fall? He could never succeed in felling the tree. It is no different for someone who is practicing the way. So, sinabi yun ni Zen Master Hakuin. Okay? Hakuin, I'm not so sure. Bahala na kayo. Basta. Yun na yun, guys. We're done with chapter 2. And know that I am so proud of you guys kasi you have been here with me finishing this chapter. So, ayan, we're gonna continue with a new chapter. And for a while, siguro bukas. Okay, for now, eto na muna. So, have a nice day, everyone. And thank you for helping me make this world a better place for all of us and for the future generation. Okay? So, kayo na lang yung pag-asa, guys. You have to really rely on your skills and power and your ability, because know that you can, and you can. Okay? So, ayan. Maging masipag naman ulit tayo. Babalik na tayo sa we're going back to work. I'll see you again, guys.